Alrighty, part 4 to the Memoirs of Spanky. I'm starting to kind of like this video thing because I could kind of get all my emotions out there and not worry about really too much getting in trouble or anything. Well, I think today I'm going to get more into Veronica Wade, the crazy woman behind all of the problems here. I mean, here's an example. Veronica has 4 children, 3 of which she abandoned when they were babies, and all of a sudden came back later. When I got together with her 6 years ago, I did not know that she had children. Over the course of, getting to know her, I found out she had other children. One year, for Mother's Day, I arranged for her 2 children, which she hadn't seen in 13 years, to be here for Mother's Day. It was a huge surprise. Big, she was so happy to see her kids, and I did that for her, and since then, she's had the ongoing relationship with the kids. Well, now that she cheated on me with their dad, kids want nothing to do with her or their dad, because it's really creepy. She went from sleeping in my bed to their dad's bed overnight, and she expects the kids to be okay with that. And it's wow. On top of that, I haven't been sexual with her in quite a long time. One of the times she cheated on me was with this gentleman, Claudio Freyes, from Fortuna, Eureka kind of area. His family's also in Sacramento. Well, the dude molested his own daughters and lost custody of his daughters. There wasn't enough evidence to convict, but there was enough for CWS to pull his children from him. Well, this is the guy that she cheated on me with while I was dying in the hospital with the Lyme disease. She chose to be with this guy, and that's who she chose to have my boy around, a known child molester. Her brain doesn't work like normal people. Every guy she's cheated on me with has been a methamphetamine addict or a child molester or something having to do with criminal. And now the new one, fresh out of prison for heroin charges, has been a junkie for the past 15 years. This is who she has my boy around. It's kind of really ridiculous. I sit here and I try to think the best. I pray and I really try to think the best about people, but it's so hard sometimes because I always put my kids before myself. I would starve to feed my children. They're always first. I mean, every one of my kids, and even like Johnny and Jason Hopkins that come over here, they will tell you, I will always put them before everybody else, because that's how it's supposed to be, before my spouse, everybody. I love my kids. They're my future. They are going to grow up to be the politicians and the bankers, and that's going to run the world. So it's like, man, I don't want to steer them the wrong way. I want them to go to church. I want them to graduate. Johnny graduated. Now we're getting ready to go to college with him. Andrew, he's on his way. Jason, he's on his way. Tate, if he's kept with his mother, is not going to make it. She's not responsible enough to get him to and from school all the time. The place where they're at, there's not even running water for him to take a bath. There's not even a spot for him to poop. He has to go out to the outhouse to go poop. There's no running water. There's no heat. It just started snowing up there. He's got no heat. Plus, he's sleeping in a bed with the man that has venereal diseases and leaking abscesses from his penis, and they're sharing a bed with my child. Not to mention that they're probably having sex in the bed next to my child, because she's that kind of a crazy, sick individual. She does not think about her children. It's her personal satisfactions before all others. The only reason why she took the child from me was to hurt me. Has nothing to do with her wanting to be a mom, because that means she would have to be responsible. In the 6 years we were together, the woman never had a job. She never even helped around my house to help keep the house clean. I pay all the bills on my petty little disability check. I cook, I clean, I do the laundry, I get the boy up for school, I pick him up from school, I go to the pumpkin patch when they have field trips. I do these things because I love my kids and I want them to know that they have 100% support from Dad. And now she pulls me away from him and then puts this heroin addict down as his father on the papers. It's just insane. And I'm at the point now, it's like, man, I don't want to go to jail for murder, but what else? I mean, please, if somebody has input, and don't by any means think I'm going to kill anybody. It's just not happening. I definitely would not get my kid back that way. But fathers will do a lot of things to protect their children, and if I think for a minute, the man, let me go back. This past Sunday, they went to laser tag, and Jason, the child to both of them, told me that they slapped my son in the face because he spoke my name and called me Dad. And then they forced him to call the new heroin addict father, Chris Hopkins, Dad. Now, if you're interested and you want to, question and ask your piece, the number for her is 707-362-4782. You can ask her. She'll probably try to give you this whole story. Oh, here's the kicker of it all. She tried to tell the new guy that the reason why she was leaving me was because I beat her up all the time. The day she left, I had no idea. We never argued because my kids, I don't do that in front of my kids. And I, by God, never put my hands on women. I don't even spank my children. My own kids could tell you how I behave. I am the nicest pushover in the whole world. I used to make her dinner and breakfast in bed. She didn't have to do anything. I did it all. And to say that I beat her up is just so ludicrous. It really breaks my heart that she would cheat and then come up with some absurd lie like that as a reason and justification to cheat. I guess some people just never grow up. I really honestly look at her and I see a 36-year-old high school girl that never grew up. Her first 3 kids she had before the age of 18. And before the age of 20, she had already abandoned them and chose drugs over her kids. And now she has this one, and her and the guy, the father to the other ones that got all tweaked out, are back together, and they're thinking that they're going to try again with this 6-year-old, where they already failed with the other 3. But the blessing is the other 3 lived with Grandma, and they actually have grown up very good young men. So that part is good. And I'm in the process of taking Tate away, so hopefully he can have the same opportunity to go to school and graduate high school and live a good, prosperous life. Because I can provide that for him. At my house, he has his own bedroom. He doesn't have to share a bed with his mother and his lover. Well, God bless everybody. I'm going to call it a night. Now that I know how to do this video thing, I'm going to be doing a lot more of it. I got stories from my past, oh my gosh, that people would just be loving to hear. Well, God bless everybody and have a good night. Thank you for watching. Peace.